Welcome back to this, our very first episode of We Connect for 2012. My guest here is Llewellyn Anthony Gonsalves. He's a film editor of great repute. Now, we were talking before the break about the cameraman's involvement. Yeah. Now, you were talking about jump cuts. Now, in the television business, a jump cut is an absolute no-no. Okay. Now, does that actually apply to the film industry as well?
Yeah, it does. Most of the senior editors wouldn't want that, but they have a different. My directors who I work with now, like, they know that there's going to be a jump cut in this particular song sequence, and so let's shoot it that way. So that's how they shoot it. Okay. It just gives a small kind of effect. It gives an effect. It also saves on time. Like, for example, if someone is opening the door, and then they walk down the steps, and then they open the car door. So I don't want him walking down the steps. Okay. So he opens the lobby door. Yes. And straight cut to car door opening or car door closing.
Okay. So will I, as a viewer, then think that, oh well, he opened that door. Now which door is he opening? Will it not confuse me? What do you think?
It won't confuse, because the sound and everything will help you out. If he opens that door and he closes the car door. So which means it's so obvious that he's left his house or the hotel and he's in his car now.
So you're depending upon my intelligence in a way to know that I will know that.
It's also I don't want to spoon feed the audience. No, let them also think. Let them also get into the film and come. That's how it is.
Well, that's very, very interesting comment. In terms of the camera people who work on films and cameramen, do they really come into the edit table and see what you're doing? Because that can sometimes be a conflict, really.
No, they don't come. They don't come, but they do call us on, because whatever rushes we have are just called they're called one light telecine rushes, okay. which means it's not graded properly. It's not graded properly.
What does that mean?
It's like a rough transfer from film to video. Okay. And the video is the one that we have on a machine. So. Yes. Sometimes we might use a particular take which is actually not properly exposed. So when it comes to their department, they will be like, okay, this is a wrong shot that's been used.
So don't take that.
So they'll call us and they'll let us know that, don't use that take the other one. Like
right. That. What if you don't agree with the cameraman and the way he's taken a certain shot? What happens then?
Then I'll tell the director to take the scene again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I just suggest.
So you can be a lot of trouble for the director.
I'll just suggest to take it again, but other than that, it's their lookout and they decide on that.
Right. I can see it's so fascinating when you begin to talk about your work, Llewellyn, but you did not come from a filmy background. Yeah. Your parents were not in the film industry. Yeah. So I was wondering what was their reaction, when you wanted to go into something that is not as, as serious or as sort of secure as a normal job would be.
Was there trouble? No, there wasn't any trouble at all.
Really?
There wasn't any trouble at all, and they were quite okay, because it was first the advertising field. It was I was working at a place called Digital Magic. Right. It was first the advertising and the documentaries and all that. So they didn't much care about it, and they were okay with it, actually. Yeah.
Right. Do you think that your advertising background has actually helped you as a film?
Yeah, it has helped me a lot, because there's one thing that I learned from that is, what is it that is unnecessary in a particular ad or in a particular documentary? What is unnecessary? Lift that off first. That's the main thing, and I learned a lot from the directors who I used to work with, the ad film directors like, say, Rajiv and GB Vijay, and there are many ad film directors who I worked with, and they have given a lot of input. As I edit the ads, they give a lot of input, and lots of things I learned from that. Right.
When you look back, do you think that it was more difficult for you to actually edit an ad film? Because a commercial ad film is just so short when you compare it to a full-length movie. Yeah. Right? How does it work within your mind? Did you find that easier to do, or is that more of a challenge?
No, film editing is more of a challenge, because you need to really go into the audience, take them along with you, and take them till the end of the movie, and make them understand each and every feeling or each and every emotion the character has in the film. You need to do all that. But in an ad film, it's just like one story. This is what we are saying. This is the negative part of it, and if you do this, this is the positive part of it. That's all. So it doesn't matter much. It's easy. Ad film editing is easy, but film editing, you need to actually go into the audience, make them feel whatever we are feeling, make them feel whatever the characters are feeling in the film and all that.
So having said that, do you actually know the story of the movie entirely before you actually sit down at the table? Yeah. Have you worked with the director or the producers in advance when it comes to the story?
Yeah, sometimes I do sit and listen to the stories. And recently I've not heard the stories from the directors, because I purposely tell them, do not tell me a story, let me go in as a flow. Like, let me start from the first scene. Let it be an experience for me. Let me, wonder what's going to happen next. So for the past, I think, some 8 or 9 movies I'm working that way. And it's quite interesting. I see the whole movie over a period of 3 to 4 months.
Right. So you are really being used by the director, by the producer, as a guinea pig, really, because, here you're virtually like a member of the audience.
Yeah.
You think that's a good thing?
That's a good thing, because I'm expecting something. And then I think, okay, tomorrow I'm going to edit the next scene, but what is going to come? Is it going to happen this way? Is that hero going to, he's going to meet with an accident or something? I'll think something, but actually there's something else. And if something else is much better, then I'm happy, then I wait for the next one. But if I'm not getting that, and if it doesn't make sense, then I'll question the director, and we'll decide later as to what to do.
You obviously love what you're doing. Would you actually, you are already teaching your editing craft to the people who are working with you. Do you see yourself actually opening some kind of an institute to teach people, or do you think there's no time, or have you ever thought that far ahead?
No. As I told you in the beginning of the program, take each day as it comes. And so whatever happens tomorrow, that's all.
You enjoying your work?
Yeah, I love it.
Really?
Yeah,
I know you work, 23 hours of 24?
No, I will say some 18 hours or something. 18
hours a day. Yeah. Do you believe that editing, you can actually be coming up with fresh ideas for 18 hours of the day, Llewellyn?
No,
seems like a long time.
I'll tell you why. Because
tell me, please.
I don't work on one movie the whole day. Like, for example, I split it. Say from 9 to 2 I work on a film. Then again I take a break for an hour. I go out, play snooker or something like that. Then again at 4 to 8 I work on a different film. So it's like that. I work on different films.
So you come to each film with a fresh, fresh mind.
Yeah.
Really. What do you think are the personalities you require to be a good editor? You need to be patient, obviously. I would imagine.
Need to study a lot of stuff. You
need
to study a lot of stuff, in the sense like, whatever rushes are there, you need to really study as the expressions, the small eye movements and everything. You need to study a lot of stuff. And even when you go around, when you go outside, you need to study a lot of,
you need to be perceptive, right? Perceptive, I think, yes. Yeah. You're obviously extremely perceptive, very, very successful. Llewellyn, it's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you so much indeed. You've given me a great insight into what film editing is all about. Wish you all the best for 2012. Well, that's about all we have time for here. I'm very reluctantly letting go of my guest today, because truly he has been working all night before he's come in for this interview. But you, our viewers out there, do keep watching us, and don't forget to send me your feedback. Just write feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. And until the next week, join us again. Until then, you take care. Bye for now.